Bada bing, bada.
Hi.
Goodbye.
We're done now.
We're done. It's too late.
We can't be podcasters after 5 p.m.
Yeah, it is 11 p.m. So we started setting up, an hour and a half ago? About. And we're trying to figure out how to record in person. And which is funny because I always thought the problem would be recording remotely.
Right. But it's the opposite. And our tech support is not helpful.
Are you like talking slow because you're hearing your own echo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and I'm also hearing like 5 of you.
Yeah, because you're
It's
hearing
like
me in
Inception.
person and then me in your ears and then my echo also probably in your ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 16 Tories talking.
If there's any podcasters listening, like,
How the fuck do you guys do this in person? Seriously.
yeah, this is interesting. So we just have a little bit of echo going on. The recording's going to sound great. It's just going to drive us a little mad.
It feels like we're tripping on mushrooms. That's what it feels like, but we're not. So that's disappointing.
Should we do mushrooms? Is that what you're saying? Okay. I saw some in the backyard.
Well, they might not be the right kind.
Okay, so Amber this week is a brat. That is her sign-in name this week, is just brat.
Thank you for clarifying. It doesn't say a brat.
True.
It says brat.
Can confirm.
And I still don't quite understand what it means, but I'm going to adapt it.
Okay. You did assign this name yourself.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was trying to be cool because it's like brat summer, but it's like fall now basically. So
Oh, I've never heard of this. This is a new trend? Brat summer? Oh, okay.
yeah, and it basically just means you can do whatever you want.
Good.
So we like it.
Okay.
I'm like 3 months late to the trend, but that's...
Oh, I'm that far out of touch. Okay.
Yeah.
That's on brand. Okay.
Tori today, I'm not sure if she is using real words or if those are just sounds as her username.
Really?
I've heard of rotunda, but what's a rotund?
Rotund is like round. You could use it as an insult, like back in the day when people would insult other people based on their body shapes. Rotund could have been used as an insult, but it pretty much just means round.
Okay. So she's rotund Rolaids?
Yes.
Is that a medicine? Like,
yes, yeah. I actually had to take some Tums today. I almost accidentally bought Rolaids, which is kind of how those made it into the episode this week. And they are round.
So your description is good.
I think so. And they're real words.
I'm still questioning that.
Well,
that's incredible.
So we got off the phone with my mom recently, who just, hi mom, you're back on the podcast, who just had to point out words that we use too often. One of which was incredible, and the other of which was amazing.
Yeah. Well, and it's so funny because she was trying to troll, right? Like by saying like you're incredible.
Yes, yeah. And then
I was
you were
just like
so sweet.
I thought she was just being genuinely.
Yeah, no, that was like, I think she kind of felt bad.
Yeah,
in that moment,
because
like... Amber comes in and she's like, "Well, you've just like raised the most incredible human." It was just so wholesome and so sweet. And then I had to kind of burst the bubble.
Yeah, and then I realized like, oh, it's a joke. That's fine.
This is fine.
Honestly, I'm going to start sending her like holiday cards. And I'm going to get like the ones that are like blank on the inside. just so I can find like different ways to say like you're incredible.
I think that's great. Yeah,
Like different
that's
languages.
incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is incredible.
It's amazing.
Okay, so we're not allowed to say incredible or amazing for the rest of the episode.
Jesus.
Well, don't bring him into this. It's not his problem. What's updated this week? Birdie and I did a rundown of the last episode where we talked about our favorite drinks in Who's a Better Friend. And I'm really disappointed in myself that I did not list a London Fog or a chai tea as one of my favorite drinks. Because one thing about me is I love a tea latte. Okay, whether it's chai tea or London Fog is usually like an Earl Grey.
Also on updates this week, and I have to agree, I love a good tea latte. Like any kind. Oh, this reminds me. One time I went and got a tea with Tara. There was like this cute little coffee tea place on the way back from one of our work sites. So we decided to stop there for lunch, and you don't really get coffee at lunch. You get tea.
Right.
So I usually get milk in my tea, like a little tea latte.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I didn't think this through. So it was like a raspberry tea or so. And I asked them to put a little milk in it because all the other teas I've ever had, I like a little milk in it. First of all, they seem very confused by my request.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't y'all do this all the time?
Right.
Like, why are you so confused? Just do it. And they're like, okay. So they put, and they come back and they're like, well, the milk's separated a little bit. And I didn't really understand what they were talking about. And I'm like, no, it's fine. I'll just take it. And they hand it to me, and there's like hunks of milk.
It curdled on demand.
And at this point, I felt like I had committed. Like I couldn't back out.
You're like,
and they gave me an out. They're like, are you sure you want this? And I'm like, oh, yeah, no, I think this is what I asked for, and you guys did it. And yeah, no, this is what I wanted. It didn't taste as bad as you would think. Curdled milk and raspberry tea would taste. But I only drank a little bit of it, and then I did throw that away. So,
have you ever had Thai iced tea?
I don't think so.
Okay, so the next time you go to like a sushi restaurant or like a Thai restaurant.
Oh, Thai tea?
Yeah, Thai iced tea. I thought you said
chai iced tea.
Oh, you've never had a
I don't think chai? So, actually. Yeah. But no, Thai teas are so... No, I always get them warm, the chai teas.
Right, which is nice because it like tastes like Christmas.
Yeah.
You've never had an iced chai?
I don't think so.
How do you go shopping and not bop over and get an iced chai?
Well, I think I get the coffee.
Leave the silence in.
No, Thai teas are delicious.
They are.
I love a Thai tea. They're very sweet.
So sweet.
Fuck me up with it, though.
So sweet. But they're like bright orange.
Yes.
It's like, how did you make it? What is in here that makes it
orange?
And
I asked them. Black tea and milk.
And it just makes it...
It just comes out orange, yeah.
I do black tea with milk all the time, and it's never orange.
You're not doing enough milk, I think. It's like half milk.
Okay.
That's what they told me. I don't... If there's any Thai tea makers out there...
It does seem like it would be like a complex drink to make.
It's not.
It seems
according to the people I've asked. Also on updates, we're one bullet point into this. We were gonna make it quick. We're 11. If it takes us 11 minutes per point,
that's insane.
Okay. The VMAs, I think on the last episode we said that they were going to be on the 10th, the same night as the debate, the presidential debate. And apparently, I don't know if the VMAs got moved or like I somehow looked it up wrong the first time, which I'm pretty sure I didn't do that wrong, but
no, I think they were scheduled for the same date, and then they heard our podcast recording where we're like, we can't watch both.
That must
And
be
they were
it.
like, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
don't know
funny
who
because
they
he
is.
may have edited that part out too.
It's in the ether.
Yeah. But yeah, so the VMAs I think are going to be on the 11th now, which is great because we can kind of feel both of those vibes separately.
Yeah, because I don't think I can switch back and forth.
No, I don't even know what to wear to both of those happening at the same time in my home.
Well, for the debate, I'll just be in my funeral clothes.
For sure, yeah. But then how can you be in your funeral clothes? Well, actually, funeral clothes kind of aligns with Rep TV announcement.
It definitely does.
Let's move it back to the people who heard our podcast last week and moved it. Let's just move it back.
Put it back. Put it back.
So September 11th, I'm clowning.
I'm always clowning.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I say I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
that's a lie.
I've got my nose on, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially with all the Kanye. I mean, like you said, it's where
it would be insane if it didn't have something to do with the VMAs when she announces Rep. And so, like, it has to be at the VMAs because there's only VMAs once a year. And it's not next year. It can't be next year.
It cannot be next year.
It's got to be this year.
I can't handle it if it's next year. Also, updates. I did own up to missing the birthday of the Tinder boy. Did we name that?
I don't think we did name.
No, we did. I'm laughing because we keep forgetting.
Because we said that he was too boring to get a nickname, and obviously we have to cut that out.
That's it. You reminded me.
Boring.
Sorry,
Only
Toms.
does missionary. That's it.
That would be boring, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So Tom, I did own up. I sent him a voice note on the way home after our recording last week. I just kind of nipped it in the bud. And actually it played off pretty well, I think. I was just like, sorry, I've had like a crazy hectic day, but I just wanted to say happy birthday and like I hope you had a great day.
Yeah.
I didn't own up to it even, really, actually.
Well, that's why when you keep saying that you've owned up to it, I'm like,
true. No, that's a good point. Yeah. I did write on here, I owned up, but I really didn't. I actually just kind of skirted by.
Right.
Which is not great. Like, I don't recommend that. And I recognize my flaw in that. Also, more on that guy when we get into the Tinder section.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, because I fell asleep every time you talk about him.
Everyone, like, instantly tunes out.
Yeah.
They're like, well, turn the podcast off then.
That was so boring.
Shoot.
So what's going on this week?
So this week, a couple things. One thing I just want to point out, I have noticed that men do not appreciate a screenshot like women do.
Mm-mm.
Now, if a girlfriend of yours sends you 6 screenshots, what is your feeling?
Oh, yeah. Thanks. That was helpful.
I feel elated. I like before I even read into it, I'm like, oh, this has got to be juicy. 6 screenshots.
That's true.
I'm like, oh, I cannot wait to get into that. Like, if I'm at work, I'm sneaking to the bathroom real quick. We'll delete that.
It's true. You're right.
Love a screenshot.
Yeah.
So there's 2 boys back to back who I sent screenshots to. 4 screenshots. They were not that long. 4 screenshots.
What was their reaction? Were they upset?
Not upset. Both of them said, oh, I'll catch up on this soon. One never did, and the other did actually catch up at some point with minor notes.
There's no catching up. You read that now.
Instantly.
Like, I've given you a clue. Fucking take it.
Crazy. It's crazy to me. I just can't, like, the amount of, like, excitement I feel when I receive 4 screenshots.
Well, because it's like
I would never say I'll read this later. I cannot read this later. I have to read it.
I absolutely have to read it now. Yeah.
Right away. So it has been 12 years since we've recorded 100%. We usually record 6 to 8 days apart.
Yeah.
And what are we at?
Like 10?
Like 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it feels like so much has happened. Like, what came out this week was Short and Sweet, Sabrina Carpenter's new album.
Okay. So I have been waiting all week to talk to you about this.
Oh, there's drama that you have to fill me in on. I forgot.
So you know that Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello, they dated for like ever, like years and years.
Don't even know who those people are.
They are irrelevant.
Okay.
So great.
Okay.
You're on the right page.
Perfect.
Okay, they're two famous people.
Okay. Shawn Mendes is a musician.
They both are.
Okay.
Yeah. So they dated, they broke up. The whole world was crushed because these two had a very public relationship. People loved them together. Like, it was really sad when they broke up. Like, everyone just assumed they would be together forever. Okay, so they break up. The internet freaks out and is like, Shawn Mendes is dating his trainer and like all sorts of stuff, just like lots of drama. Well, then he starts dating Sabrina Carpenter. Okay, Shawn Mendes starts dating Sabrina Carpenter. There's like paparazzi photos of them where like she's wearing his sweatshirt and it's very clear because, you know, girlfriend is 5 foot tall and this guy's like 7 feet tall. You know, like, that's a dress on you, girl. We love it. Yeah. Okay, so there's like paparazzi photos of them, but like they never confirmed that they were together. Like, in an interview at the time, there's footage of Shawn saying like he's not dating Sabrina. Well, around the time of Coachella, there's all these photos come out of Camila Cabello and Shawn like making out. Yeah. And so it's like, oh, they're back together. So there's a couple of songs on Short and Sweet that are definitely about this situation. The primary one being Taste.
That tracks.
Which they had a video drop when the album dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And it features Jenna Ortega, who's a phenomenal actress.
Love her. Yeah.
She does look quite similar to Camila.
Oh.
Like, very dark hair, the bangs.
Okay.
And in the music video, you know, because it kind of goes hand in hand with the lyrics, like, well, when he kisses you, you're going to taste me.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it'll be like these kissing scenes of like Jenna Ortega and the guy. And then all of a sudden Jenna Ortega's kissing Sabrina Carpenter. And so there's a lot of overlap of those two relationships, it seems like.
Okay.
But there's another song.
So did she ever end up back with Shawn Mendes?
For a time, but then they broke up. And I think is it Good Graces? No, Coincidence. The song Coincidence, she says like, oh, you guys broke up again. What a coincidence.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's the one I was looking for.
That one that gives the location too, like you drove all the way to LA or something like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I think a good bit of these songs are about Shawn Mendes and Camila.
Well, that's good notes to have.
Yeah. Okay. I just thought that was interesting.
What are your favorites?
Okay. I really like Taste. Bedchem is amazing.
Love Bedchem.
What about you?
Bedchem, really like Dumb and Poetic.
That's good. If I have to hear Espresso again,
I hate Espresso. I've hated it from the beginning.
I liked it for a time.
Not me.
But now it's just like,
I cannot.
Me Espresso.
No, it's the only skip, and I never really liked it, but I think if it wasn't so overplayed, it wouldn't be like such a skip for me.
Yeah.
But I cannot. I've heard it just so many times. Juno's good. I mean, I like a lot of the songs. Sharpest Tool's funny.
Yeah, Sabrina, I just feel like she's so intelligent. And it comes across in her lyrics. Like, she's so clever and funny. Like that one lyric where she's like, come right at me.
Yes.
Camaraderie.
Oh my God. Also, I played disc golf today.
Mm-hmm.
And my legs are just so sore. Like
Yeah. Well, I was thinking we would just have to get you a new pair.
Yeah. So, word of the week, infamy. The definition of infamy is infamy, the state of being well known for some bad quality or deed. I have used this word frequently this week, which is why it's the word of the week.
Can we get an example of how you used it?
Yes. One of the Tinder boys, who was, I'm not going to mention even the code name but one of the Tinder boys was giving off kind of creepy vibes, and he will forever live on in infamy. For instance, when I was having the curtains hung, right before I had the curtains hung, I took a Snapchat and I said, with these big sliding glass doors at night, sometimes I look out at them and I wonder, is beep looking back at me? And he will forever live on in infamy. I mean, you made a joke the other day too about, I think someone had listened to, it was on our last episode, but we edited it out. But someone had listened to our podcast and we were trying to figure out who it was from like that location.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And you said, well, maybe it's this guy. And I'm like, no, he doesn't live there. And you're like, well, you never know where he's hiding. He will live on in infamy. He
Definitely
is
infamous.
well known for some bad quality or deed.
Right. And the funny thing is that, like, did he ever actually do anything wrong?
No, he didn't.
No, it's just brother doesn't know how to speak.
I do think he was harmless, but he just had like a tendency to ask me if I was alone at the time often.
Yeah.
And then also for a tour of my house. So
it's a bit much.
So he will live on in infamy. Tinder adventures this week. I haven't really been swiping.
Yeah.
I went on a date. It was pretty good. Had a good time. We went to a movie, and then so we went to a casino before the movie. While we were there, we happened to get free tickets.
Just happened to.
Okay, so there may be a little bit of a yellow flag. With gambling with this one.
Yeah.
Super nice guy though.
Yes.
Okay.
But it just makes me nervous.
The gambling thing.
Will you sell my cat to go gamble?
Yeah. Yeah, well, we don't know at this point like how.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, it might be a bit of a yellow flag with the gambling, but anyway, so we went to the casino. I watched casino gamblings happen, which I've never done before, because I tell you what, I am terrified of losing 25 cents or $25 or absolutely any money. It was fun to kind of watch the money flying around when it wasn't my money.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool, like seeing how it works. But anyway, so we did that. He played a little bit and like picked up some like a gift card or something, and then we went to the movies. And while we were at the casino, he got free tickets to John Legend.
Nice.
So we went to the movies. Classic me. We leave the movies. We go all the way back to the casino because we got the free tickets for John Legend because John Legend was happening at the casino. So we go back to the casino, getting out of the car, and I go to grab my wallet, or what is my fanny pouch, and it was nowhere to be found, the fanny pouch. So this is kind of funny too. I'm like, well, the fanny pouch has to be back at the movie theater. And the reason I thought it has to be back there is because I also bought a bottle of water when we went into the movies. And I remember going to the bathroom after the movie and setting the bottle of water in the, like on top of the toilet paper thing. And I'm like, I never picked that bottle back up, which means I probably also hung my fanny pouch up right after that and never grabbed my fanny pouch either.
And
like I left them both.
You're like, I don't need either of these things. That
I just
entered with.
Obliviously walked out. I'm like, wash my hands, check, like dried my hands, check. Let's go. So we went all the way to the casino, which is a good like 30-minute drive from the movies across town.
Of course.
Went back to the movies to pick up the fanny pouch. Did get the fanny pouch back. Did not get my $8 water bottle back. That's fine. We'll let that go.
They should have given you a free one.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was happy to get the fanny pouch back because it did have the new car key. in it.
Oh my God.
I know.
Can you imagine how upset?
No, I was thinking about it the whole way. There's as we're driving back, at one point he's like, "You seem a little tense."
You have no idea what I've gone through to get this fucking key.
No, he did. I was ranting about it. He was so nice though about having to go back across town. So we found it, so that was great. Go back, did the concert. That was a ton of fun. He's a great kisser, which I can't really say about the last kiss I had.
That's fair.
The little teeth bumping, that's never... Yeah, but it was like a very quick, like kind of nervous one. So I was thinking, oh, if we get another chance, maybe it won't be as bad. But that never happened. So it's going to live on in infamy. So
yeah.
So we went to the concert. That was a great time. I ended up getting a Snapchat from him a couple days later. He like was driving and had to slam on his brakes. Guess what rolled out from under his passenger seat? It was the water bottle.
How the fuck did the water bottle get in the car?
So like my whole logic of like, I know my fanny pouch has to be at the movie
is wrong.
But it was there. So.
But literally, how did that water bottle make it into the vehicle? I don't know. Was it you?
Whoa. Wasn't me. Mm-mm. He probably just went out and bought a similar water bottle
and threw it in the back seat.
Yeah,
so and then let it roll forward.
Yeah.
He went down like a really steep incline on purpose.
So that was a fun date. That was with Freddie too. I think we had mentioned Freddie on the previous episode. I don't think I said that was with Freddie yet this episode.
Freddie got fingered.
No. So we still have Halloween Horror Nights on the books. That's going to be in like a couple weeks. So
I think that's cool though that you guys like planned a date ahead of time, because it like makes it more exciting for you to get to know each other in the meantime. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just thought that was cool.
So in about a week, we're going to hang out too before going to Halloween Horror Nights. So Miss Connections and I have landed on just being friends.
Not thrilled to hear that.
No?
Well, I was hoping like friends with benefits would come out of it.
Yeah, I know.
Was kind of what I was hoping for you. Because I feel like, but also it's like, he's really hot. So like, do you think he's actually good in bed?
That's a good point. Because the kiss. So when I mentioned the teeth bonking kiss, it was Miss Connections. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's just out here tricking bitches. So he goes in that column.
Maybe. I mean, it could have been like a nervous. It was such a quick, like.
You're so nice.
I am. Yeah. I'm making excuses for people again, aren't I? I am.
I mean, but that's true. Like, we don't actually know if he's a good kisser or not.
Yeah.
Because,
and we never will.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I think we've kind of.
The pendulum swings pretty far with that one sometimes.
No, it really does. But I think I'm standing firm on just friends.
So if he was like, let's get it on, you'd be like, simply cannot. Yeah, that's what I thought.
So hot.
So good. Like, just once. Let's just see if we like it. You know? It's two hot people. Like, it's fine.
So we're gonna go disc golfing here soon. Just like
Tori's not gonna date any more disc golfers if I have anything to do with it.
Well, Freddie's not. So
right.
Yeah,
I'm allowing it.
Good.
I gave him my blessing. I told him, you can do this.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guessed his phone number.
That's impressive.
I got it right.
That's so impressive.
Yeah. I was like, it can only be so many things.
You probably asked ChatGPT.
Yeah. If you haven't figured out, I asked ChatGPT everything.
Yeah. No, I have.
Super helpful.
Baby boy and I are also supposed to go disc golfing, but that date has not been set. So,
But he's not like a regular disc golfer.
no, he's not.
Like, he doesn't do that on a regular basis.
Not ever, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't approve of him anyway. So that's fine.
You don't what?
I don't
you
approve.
don't approve. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that tracks. I mean, he's very like just off and on. I think we could be friends. But yeah, I've talked about how much attention I like. And it's not really giving.
Yeah, that's fair. It's not giving.
It's not.
Period.
And yeah, I've kind of back to Tom, who we almost always forget about.
It's just like in my head, like, which one is that's the first time I've heard that name. Just fell asleep.
Oh, okay. So I had the talk with Tom, and I just kind of let him know that it's not happening.
Yeah, that's
between
fair.
us, and I did use the excuse of, oh, I'm talking to someone else, which is true.
Yeah.
I mean, did I want to have that talk before talking to someone else?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he liked it. He reacted the message, so I think he appreciated it.
He was on the same page.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he was on a page.
Yeah, I think he just because I was like, I just didn't want to leave you hanging, so kind of want to let you know where my head was at. Because he would still text like every other day or so. So
yeah, I'm just not convinced that, because I feel like skeletons are more interesting, but that's not the point. That's not the point. I am such an asshole the more tired I get.
She is grumpy tonight.
She's not giving any compliments. Okay. Nobody.
Okay, how do we feel about ... couples sharing social media accounts?
You know, I'm glad you asked when I'm in this state. You know, you should ask me again tomorrow, and I'll probably have a much more
not fun answer.
No, I was going to say I'll probably have a more democratic answer.
We don't want that one.
No, we don't. I truly believe that if you have to share your social media, neither of you should be on social media.
Yeah, and like someone definitely cheated, right? Or like
absolutely,
someone thinks that someone cheated. Like,
absolutely. And my thing is, like, do you think people don't see that way?
Right.
Like, we all know why you did that.
Right. Like, you didn't have to tell us. That's TMI, honestly.
Right. So this is like the backhanded way of announcing that they cheated or somebody cheated.
Yeah.
Is it?
Do you think it ever is just like one person just doesn't want to do it and the other person No, I can't make it make sense.
No, because it doesn't. It's like people who don't want to have social media don't have social media. They're not going to be forced into it.
And like, it's not like anyone would be like, well, I want my partner to be on social media so bad that I'm going to put them on my profile.
Like, I think most people would probably prefer that their partner's not on social media. Like, that just makes it easier.
Right. Huh. Yeah.
And
I have to agree with you. I think that that it's fucking weird.
Yeah. And I think it makes everybody uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Except for the people.
If you have to message one of them, it's like, who are you guys signing your name each message? Like, who am I speaking to?
Right. Is it like your whole family now? Like, are you adding on your kids? This isn't a family plan. It's not Verizon. You can't. And it's not like you don't have to pay for the Facebook. Because it's only ever on Facebook, right? Like, what other app do you know that people are sharing?
Not ever anything but
unless
Facebook.
It's like a podcast duo. Like,
I wonder if Facebook will start Netflixing it and start like charging them per person.
They should.
On the account.
At this point, if you're going to be a
do us all a favor. Meta.
Yeah. Admit it.
So I think we're a little low on funny text.
So my first one's from Birdie. It is, I feel like I need to explain that this text was sent at 7:27 a.m.
Okay.
I just feel like it makes it funnier. And in quotations, she says, "I don't give a fuck about Jelly Roll," with the laughing face emoji. And she then follows it up with, "I'm getting caught up on the pod. I love Terrell's laugh. Hope you have a good day from the hills of regular Virginia."
I love that.
And honestly, I'm so glad she pointed out Terrell's laugh because it's one of the greatest sounds.
It really is. Yeah. Like, I want that to be my ringtone if
Yeah.
I ever wanted my phone to make any noise again ever.
Yeah.
But I don't.
No, truly, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. Which younger us would be appalled that we're not playing like Cayocho by Pitbull every time our phone rings.
Or worse, when someone calls us. And you remember the ring back tones?
Memory unlocked.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was a thing. You could have your own hold music.
Yes, we used to pay for that. For that and ringtones. And now if this thing ever made a noise, I would bash it. I would smash it.
That's the first mistake. I never paid for a ringtone. Okay, I used the radio and I recorded my own. And was there feedback? Yeah. Bet your ass. Did it work? Yeah.
It's genius. I mean, it's kind of like us recording right now. We're getting some feedback, I would say.
There's quite a bit of feedback. There's 16 Tories talking, and they're all saying the same thing.
And it's the more tired I get, the more hard it is to focus in on one of the Ambers.
You have to just pick one. Yep. And it's like, I tried turning my headphones all the way up. Don't recommend. Because then you can't hear the real Tori very well.
My first funny text is from my therapist.
That's new. Thank you for this feature. Love it.
So we had a chat appointment this week, which is pretty much a text appointment. And I texted her and I said, is it a bad idea for me to be dating again? With the little like dot dripping down the forehead, like embarrassed emoji.
Almost like sweating.
Like a sweat. That's what it is. Yeah, the dot. It's getting late.
A dot.
So I said, is it a bad idea for me to be dating again? I did go on a date, LOL, but I don't know when is too soon or when enough time has passed. And she said, all caps, LOL. Well, how did the first date go? How did you two meet? So.
And it's, how do people meet these days, Susan?
I did end up telling her Bumble. Well, I was like, well, we met on the date. I was like, but we came into contact via Bumble. And then she gave me, she said that it's not necessarily too soon. She worded it interesting. She said, as long as you have healed from your previous relationship and you feel like you would have the same expectations of someone now as you would when you are healed, then it is not too soon. And I said, interesting word to use, healed. Because am I over it? Do I want him anymore? No. Am I over it? Yes. Am I healed from it? That's a doozy.
It's like, I'm still trying to heal from the childhood trauma.
Right. Do you ever heal from that?
No. And see, this is why I love and hate therapy, because it's like super helpful. But also it's like, who are these rules for? Like,
right. I did ask her, I was like, well, how do I know when I'm healed? And then she was like, I think it's okay as long as you don't get too emotionally attached at this point. And then I said, well, I don't think I am, but what are the signs?
What does that look like?
Right. And she gave me some, so it was, if you're canceling plans like with other people to hang out with that person, so check I'm not.
Okay.
If you get anxious if they don't like text you soon enough or something.
Okay.
So check not. And then planning a future together. So check not. So we're in the clear for now.
Yeah. My next text is from the Band of Clowns group chat. And we are actually talking about Tori's first date. And Shoshana chimes in after Tori gave us some details, and she said, oh, I love that. not to get excited over a man, but those are not disappointing notes from a first date. That's
not to get excited over.
Not to get excited over. Like anytime someone says or does or interacts with me in any way, I'm going to find a way to use that. Well, not to get excited about a man.
Yes. I did love that. Yeah.
Like, Amber, your ads did really well. Well, not to get excited about a man. But yes, they did.
Great. Yeah. Okay, this one is this one is from Amber, and I will say I'm having very opposite feelings at the moment right now. Similar but opposite, and you'll see what I mean. She said, "Ew, early mornings are so dumb," and I said, "Big yuck." And she said, "There's not enough coffee in the world," and I said, "It barely helps these days with the crying emoji where the tears are just dripping. The dots are just dripping.
The dots."
And then I said, no, then Amber said, "Are we going to have to start doing crack?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, maybe some PCP." And she said, "Whew, I was worried you were going to say meth."
You know, and this is just one of those examples where, like, we can't stop the bit.
We
get stuck in the bit. And maybe that's part of the reason it feels like we're in a simulation all the time. It's all the bits.
Yeah, and I've noticed I do this with the Tinder boys a bit too much too. Like,
that's funny. Because, like, I do it with all my girlfriends, but I rarely would do that with my husband. Because he'd be like,
I don't know if I know how to be friends with men, I think is my... I'm sending them too many screenshots.
It's like we've already come up with our own list, actually, of, like, what not to do.
True.
Don't send them screenshots.
So, what are we consuming this week? I've been getting more through Real Housewives of New York, if we remember that journey at all.
It's been a slow journey, but I'm glad you're still on that train.
Yes, yeah, I'm on like season 4. I think there's like 16 or so. So just kind of trucking along. And I've also kind of sidetracked off of that into Big Brother season 1 now. So there's a few long journeys ahead.
I like this for you. You're going to have TV to watch for the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah. It's not going to... Yeah. I don't have enough time in my life to get through all this. So
no, not at all.
So Real Housewives, Ramona missed her period, or it was like a couple days late, and she's like 55 in this season, and she thought maybe she was pregnant. It was cute though. Like they were both like really excited, and then like they didn't show on camera when she found out that she wasn't, because it was like towards the end of the season, so they just like give the recap.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Ramona's great. She's like one of the best reality TV personalities of all time, in my opinion.
I do really like her. She gets like a little amped up over nothing often, but that makes a great reality TV show.
She's spicy.
I feel like also we should maybe mention how we were recording at night.
And now we're not.
And now there's sun around us.
So we've been up all night.
Yeah.
Recording
this has been a 12-hour recording.
Yeah.
No, I simply could not make it last night. And I got to a point where I just kind of ripped the headphones off and said, no more.
In a fit of rage.
Yeah, I said,
I was like, no
more.
It was great, actually.
Yeah, there's a little bit of wine involved, a little bit of a headache coming on. Lots of bit of tired.
We were so active yesterday. We were doing it. And
I went and played that disc golf round before, too.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, the leggies are feeling a little better today.
Good.
So that's, yeah, that's good. So Ramona,
she's pregnant.
Not pregnant. She's definitely wild, fun TV personality. And I feel like the bad things she does aren't like, at least yet, aren't like so bad that I can't forgive them.
Yeah.
The Countess is now, so she got a divorce with the Count. And now she's with Jacques. I think it was season 4 that I finished, was their like anniversary party on a boat of dating for 1 year. Which would seem like a kind of a funny like thing to throw a party for.
Right. Do you think she was expecting to get engaged?
I don't know. Ramona and some people were like, are they going to get engaged at the party? Like, is it really an engagement party? But it didn't happen. So I don't think so. But Nat King Cole was there. Nat is Natalie Cole. You know, the lady who sings the song Beautiful Voice.
Yeah.
Am I saying her name right?
I think so.
Okay. King?
Natalie,
yeah.
Natalie.
Nat? I don't know. She was there. And she sang a song with Luann, which was interesting.
Luann really thinks highly of her entertaining abilities, I think.
Yeah.
Like, she's a mess.
And I do have to disagree with her on that. It's not the worst, but like maybe let Nat have the floor.
Right.
And it was Nat's recommendation that they sing a song together, but like,
well, who knows? Maybe they were coerced into that without anyone seeing.
Yeah, it definitely could have happened. So the Countess is now dating Jacques.
Right.
And they've been dating for a year at the end of season 4. Popping into season 5, she is now trying to get pregnant as well. So we've got a lot of baby talk going on. So Big Brother, it's real good.
The 2-hour episode was epic.
Yes. And Angela, like they are getting brutal with their punishments. Like the radioactive thing, Angela getting slimed in between.
Yeah, that was a lot. Like she had to one by one pick up these like ping pong balls,
or I think they're little foam balls.
Okay,
yeah,
and move them into this container. And I think Chelsea did the math, and she was like, she's effectively walking 8 miles.
Yeah,
in like 12 hours. And in between that, she gets slimed in this thing, and it looks like it's like freezing cold.
Yeah. And uncomfortable. And then she just has to like put her radioactive jacket back on.
Over
and,
top of it.
Yeah, and keep going. It looks miserable.
Yeah. And so she's like sobbing in the whole house by the end. And the whole house is like cheering her on. Mackenzie's walking next to her.
Yeah.
They're handing her towels.
Yeah.
When she's getting slimed. Like, yeah, that was just a lot to see.
It was brutal, yeah. And I heard the live cams were even worse. Mm-hmm. Like really hard to watch. So
it was hard enough to watch what they did show. So I can't imagine what the feeds looked like.
I know. Oh my gosh.
And then Tucker is still the AI instigator, and he tries to let Angela know that the house is convinced that she's the instigator. So he's actually trying to be helpful. And I will give Angela this. I think she is rather intelligent.
Interesting take.
At times. Selectively. Because she knew something was up with that conversation with Tucker. She just was off base about what it was.
What was up about it? I felt like
Tucker is the instigator.
Oh.
So either way, no matter what he's saying to her, he's still lying.
But he right? Isn't that one of the powers you can't tell the other people? If she would have just like listened to him though, like
right, it would have been fine. And so I think she did pick up on the fact that something weird was going on, and she just misjudged it. So she just thought Tucker was pulling the wool over her eyes, and in reality, he was trying to be helpful. Mm-hmm. But then their argument afterwards felt like a couple.
It was so strange. Yeah.
It was like, I love you, and I'm with you.
And this like must be one of the things that like I feel like they had to develop more of a bond than what we saw on the cameras or on the show.
For sure.
Because yeah, that was it felt like out of nowhere too.
It was weird.
Like we've always known they've had some kind of like bond and connection, but like it was like very intense for like what we've seen. Yeah. And then he forgave her though.
Right. And she starts trying to get people to convince the house to get him out.
Well, even after that, when he finds out that she does that, and I don't know if you saw this part because I know you're an episode behind, but he ends up forgiving her for that, for trying to get her out of the house. And he's like still trying to protect her and still trying to keep her off the block. And then Cam uses the power of veto
on himself.
Did you see this part?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so he uses it on himself, and Tucker is pretty much begging Tikor to not put, and he's like, just please don't put Angela up. That's my only request. And she could have put up Mackenzie, who's not in any of her alliances, or Leah, I think.
Mackenzie was already up.
Oh, okay.
She
Mackenzie
could have put
won
up Leah.
the AI arena. Yeah, she could have put up Leah. And yeah, so Tikor still put up Angela, which I thought was kind of messed up. Like, obviously it's her decision, and like the other house guests can't like push you into making a decision. It still comes down to you. But Tucker did give her that like $5,000 and like did offer himself up as a pawn for her. And all he was asking was don't put Angela up there.
Yeah.
And then she still did. So, and Angela's in one of her alliances, and so is Tucker. Like the fact that she put up 2 people from her alliances, I loved Tikor, and now I'm like, I don't like her so much anymore.
I like her more. I think she's playing a smart game.
Ugh.
She's getting people out that she can't beat. Like if it was her and Tucker in the end, everyone would vote for Tucker.
Yeah.
Amazing. Incredible.
Yeah. It's just like not, I think it's funny too, because when we were watching Love Island, like I've watched so many seasons of it, and like you're upset about like the new girls coming in and like flirting with the men who are already in relationships with, and I'm like, well, it's just part of the game. And then now I'm like, well, she's not being a good person.
Yeah.
You're like, but she's playing the game.
It's so interesting.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good point. Tucker saying Tikor's name will never not be funny to me. Tikor.
I know, and now I question myself every time I say it. I'm like, what is the right way? I don't know.
I think it's Tikor.
It is? Okay. So, so then they go to the AI arena. Mm-hmm. That happens after the veto, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right before the vote.
Okay, yeah. So they go to the AI arena. It's Mackenzie, Angela, and Tucker. Mackenzie wins again. She is so cute, by the way.
She is. She's I love when she wears her hair natural. She has super curly hair.
Yes. I wasn't sure if that was her natural or not, but it is so cute.
It's so pretty. I assume it is. Because it's like, I love when she has her like pretty curls waves and stuff. Like obviously she looks beautiful, but I really like her natural hair.
The curls are so cute when she had. So she won the AI arena, and then they came back in. Nothing like crazy happened during the speeches, but I felt like the second she won, we all knew Tucker was going home, because Chelsea was already kind of plotting to get Tucker out, and that I do understand, because Chelsea isn't. Is she aligned with Tucker? I don't think so. She's aligned with Tikor.
Tikor.
Which kind of aligns her with Tucker, but she doesn't really have any direct alliances, and she was kind of plotting to get him out, which makes sense because he is a strong competitor. And everyone had that thought. They're like, well, now's our chance. And
well, it's like they know they can get Angela out at any time.
Right.
Because nobody, besides Tucker, nobody has any really strong allegiance to Angela anymore. And in Angela the beginning, she had so many people willing to work with her, and she ruined it. Mm-hmm. When she came down the stairs and said, to the visitors who visited me. Like, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. No, that's going down in reality TV history. Like, that scene was
crazy eyes.
Crazy. And then Tucker went home. Did we say that?
We didn't say that.
Okay, Tucker went home. And I am just on the edge. Is it today? We get another one today?
Yeah. But I don't think we get to watch it today.
I do here.
Oh, do you have regular cable?
I do.
I'll be staying. That's hilarious.
So I'm kind of living in between 2 houses right now, and one of them has cable. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, actually, I was talking with Amber before we recorded. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to stay here tonight or go to the other house. But yeah, no, this has made my decision. Yeah. So our list this week, we have things that we simply don't need to put effort into anymore. Why did I put simply in that?
See, I think it's always funny when you title the list, because this is just like the one where you said like simply startling, alarmingly moments or something.
Well, simply is not even written in the title of this one. I just said it.
That is hilarious. It's just a word you like to use. Simply startling.
Truly.
Simply don't need to put effort into,
Right.
they work. They
They
work
do.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So some things that you don't need to put effort into anymore is separating your clothes by colors.
I'm not convinced we ever needed to do that.
I don't think we did. Well, there's like, new jeans sometimes will bleed, but like
Yeah.
even that is pretty rare anymore. Like I don't think I've seen that happen in years.
Mm-mm.
And then there's like sometimes red things will bleed the
I'm
first or second time you wash it, and then you're good. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Some things I'm a little weird about are like shirts I've tie-dyed with my kids.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Or like I do like to wash whites all together
Oh, I don't.
sometimes, but I don't regularly do that.
I will do it if I have to bleach them,
Mm-hmm.
but because obviously you don't want to bleach colors.
Right.
But I haven't bleached anything in years, I don't think.
No.
So, and my mom can't really. Hi, mom. She can't really wrap her head around this one. Like when she comes over and I'm like doing laundry and just like
throwing it all in.
Yeah, she's offended.
Can't. Yeah.
Also, spelling. You don't really have to worry about that anymore.
Mm-mm.
Because what are you? You're not writing this down. Whatever you are transcribing, or whatever you're spelling on, it's going to tell you.
Yeah.
It's Microsoft Word, it's Gmail,
so
your
this
browser.
One specifically, Tori believes in her soul. It makes sense.
Yeah. Do you oppose this belief?
No, it's not that I oppose it. I just
Okay.
feel like it really makes sense for you. Because you misspell
Okay.
a good
see
bit.
where we're going.
And you're like, the machine will catch it.
I will tell you, Riverside's titles do not catch it. So I do have to pop that over into my browser when I'm checking it. And then Google will help me out. But yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell you what I don't do is take the time to remember how to actually spell that word. No. I just pop it over in Google. Google tells me and I pop it back.
Yeah, it's like, can we replace spelling bees with like another thing for kids?
Yeah. Are people doing spelling bees anymore?
I would assume.
Okay. Yeah,
That's weird assumptions.
Yeah,
that
it's
spelling
like
bees still exist.
Cursive too. Like I get rid of cursive, get rid of spelling bees. We don't need that.
Yeah.
Cursive should be an art class if we're going to have it.
Agreed. That's smart. Like a lettering.
Yeah, like calligraphy.
I think you should be taught how to write your name in cursive, but I don't think you should have to write anything else.
That makes
Only
sense
for
because you sign. Yeah. Something else that you don't need to put effort into anymore is finding the right CD. Now, this one it's a bit of a sting to the heart.
I was going to say, this one makes me really bummed out, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I used to love when someone would make me a mixed CD.
I know, yeah. And like just flipping through like someone's CD holder or CD book. I forget what they're called, but
that was very like intimate.
Yeah.
Like if you're flipping through somebody else's CD book.
It's like looking through someone's like photo albums almost. Like it gives you like, I don't know, a sense of who they are and stuff. Yeah. We have Spotify playlists now we can share, I guess, but
it's not the same as like giving someone a mixtape or a mixed CD.
Right. Or even like looking through someone's like CDs, because I feel like it was harder than to make a mixtape or to like acquire the CDs. Like now you can just put absolutely any song on any playlist. So like it doesn't mean as much as like, no, someone actually like paid for this or like took the time to make it, or
they went on Napster and downloaded this.
LimeWire. Yeah.
Like
it was like a moment in time.
Yeah.
August just slipped away in between us.
It's recording.
In between us recording last night and this morning, August has slipped away like a moment in time. So
as we were recording,
or like a bottle of wine, because we did
polish off some wine.
There was a bottle of wine that slipped away last night.
Definitely slipped away.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Something else you don't have to put effort into anymore: remembering any passwords.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even have to come up with your own passwords anymore because your phone will forever remember it. It doesn't even have to be one that you would ever recognize, which I don't do that.
I don't either.
I don't like it because then if I have to sign in on a different device or something, it's like
annoying.
But I mean, I half the times I need to know what password, I go to my phone and my phone tells me.
Yeah. I love the passwords area in the settings.
Mm-hmm.
It's so great.
I spend a lot of time there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just did it yesterday to get
Wiki.
Nope.
Just
it was Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Alicia.
Thanks. Thanks, Alicia's sister.
Oh, yes. Yep.
And Alicia for like giving us the hookup.
Yeah.
But it is her sister's Disney Plus.
Thanks to I don't want to say her last name. Thanks to that family.
Yeah.
I almost threw the last name out there.
She almost government named.
And then last one, things you don't need to put effort into anymore. And this is kind of just like for the government. I hope the government is listening. Daylight savings.
Yeah, none of us need that anymore.
Get rid of it. Who is farming anymore?
Mm-mm.
And like, I think that they can work around it these days.
I think the farmers are smart enough to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know?
I wonder if there's any farmers listening.
Birdie is a farmer.
Let us know. Like, do we really need this?
Like, we can figure it the fuck out without.
Are we not taking it away anymore because it's... I wonder if it's almost like a Y2K thing. Like, they're worried that, like, all the computers would, like, go down or something. Remember when Y2K?
Yes.
Yeah. Because all the devices and stuff that people have, but most of them are, like, hooked up to the internet. And that's...
Well, it's like you can fucking program a computer, okay?
Yeah.
Like we did, maybe during Y2K, we were like, how do computers work? Like the vast majority of the world anyway. Like obviously people knew how to work computers back then, but now everyone knows how to.
Right. And I think that you can just send updates to them. Like, I don't think my computer knows its time and date because it was put into it when it was made. I think it's because it's getting it from the internet.
Right.
And I don't know the specifics.
I don't have the schematics.
But I think that that's how it works. So if they wanted to change the time and tell me it's 12:30 instead of 11:30, I think it would be boop, 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 and it would go through.
Yeah, it's all made up. Time is made up anyway.
Oh, God, yeah.
I can't get into that.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
I haven't had enough shitty coffee.
Okay, story time. So also going on this week, but I wanted to put it in our story time. At work this week, I hit a gas station with the trailer. So we have a trailer that carries our UTV so that we can do herbicide applications. And I, those like little barricades that protect the gas pump. I hit that. Thank God that was there.
That's what they're there for.
Yeah. Now I will say, I think it was so close that like it may not have actually hit the gas station but we'll hit that and not potentially the pump. So anyways, that sucked.
Yeah.
It was the intern's first day with us.
Of course. Of course.
So there's that. And then it just sucks because it was a work vehicle, like the trailer is all dinged up. I think that it can be like the pieces can be pushed back, but it's just like, I don't know. It almost is like you need some kind of like hand pulley or like, because it's like a pretty big piece of metal that's like lodged in at a strange angle now. It was pretty intense though. So when we first made impact, first of all, whoever was working the 7-Eleven did not notice.
That's intense. How do you not notice?
I don't know. I kept expecting them to come out and be like, okay, well, here's the hotline you have to call and we're suing you for $100,000.
Yeah.
If anyone from 7-Eleven is listening,
yeah, like keep your mouth shut.
But yeah, I never went in there, but the interns and my coworker went in there and they're like, I don't know what's going on with him. He's just got sunglasses on and it's inside in the middle of the day.
He's trying out for Big Brother.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So when we first made the impact, the wheel well, the metal of the wheel well of the trailer was dug into the tire. And I thought that it was like puncturing the tire. So I thought if we pull that metal out, like the tire's going to go flat right away, right? Because the tire you could see was a little low. And we're assuming that was from the impact. So
probably a safe assumption.
That's what I thought. There was a Christian Brothers right next door, which is like a car automotive. It was a car automotive
Car shop.
shop. Yes, car shop.
Car
Yep.
shop.
Um, and we went over there, and they were so nice. Like the manager came over, and then he brought one of his employees over, and they like pried the metal out of the tire, and it turns out the metal was like only dug into the tread, which is crazy because like you could see it under the tread, like picking up like a layer of the tread. So yeah, it was just dug into it, and they like pried it away, and then it was still like kind of close, like the metal of the wheel well to the tire. So they were worried if we like hit a bump or something that it would dig into the tire and we'd get a flat like while driving. So they actually brought one of their trucks over, tied up like a pulley system to the metal on,
Whoa.
and this is in between gas station pumps too.
That's
And
amazing.
started driving the truck to pull the metal out further away from.
That's so smart.
It was kind of freaky because they were like, you could see the rim almost come, like the tire almost came off of the rim of the trailer.
Wow.
Because they were pulling it so much.
So hard.
It was nerve-wracking. And then they got out one more time with like the crowbar and like got the metal far enough away. And then they told us to come around so they could put some air in the tire too, because again it was kind of low. So we get over there, and the PSI on those is supposed to be 40, I believe. It was 14. And it wasn't just on the side that was hit, it was both sides. So we just hadn't checked the tire pressure. So that wasn't great.
That's good to know, though, that it's not entirely.
Yes. So the tire, yeah, and we got home. The trailer's fine. It's a bit banged up, and I feel some guilt associated with that for sure. But yeah, that was an interesting day. My boss was very nice about it. He was just like trying to help us figure out like what the hell to do.
Like logistics.
And if the Christian Brothers people weren't there, we probably would have had to like drop the trailer and like push it into a parking space and then go get a tire.
Yeah.
And then come back and somehow
change it.
Yeah. Which is like beyond my, I mean, I can look at it and figure out how, but I'm worried about the strength part.
Yeah.
So thank God that they were there. And then they didn't even want to charge us, but we ended up like Venmoing them. Or Cash Apping or something.
Nice.
So we pretty much just gave them like a decent little tip.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I love that. I love when people are like reasonable. Like, this isn't worth us charging you for.
Right. And I don't think it was like a line item that they could charge for,
Right.
you know, like I don't know how their POS works, but maybe they don't have like a miscellaneous.
They probably don't have like a yank this piece of metal off the trailer.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It ended up, I feel so bad too, because it ended up being like a bit of a long, like it added like an hour onto our day, you know? And the last time I worked with this coworker was the day my keys got locked in the car.
No.
Which also added like an hour to our day. So I just feel bad because I just keep like making long days out of days that shouldn't be over stupid stuff like getting my keys locked in the car, which that's on my car.
That was the car's fault. That was 100% the car's fault.
But yeah, that and then it hitting the gas station, that's probably a bit more on me. Even when we left the property too, and it kind of sucks because I've always thought I'm like a really good driver with the trailer. Like I can turn that thing around in like a really tight spot and stuff. And we were leaving the property that we were working at, and like one of the trailer wheels went up on the curb, and I was like, oh, weird. Like it seems like that always came instinctively to me, like making sure to make a wide enough turn with the trailer on. So I was like, oh, I got to keep that in mind, that the trailer is going to cut a little tighter than the truck itself does. And I said that to myself, and then we pull into the gas station and I hit that barricade. So
shit happens.
Yeah.
It's okay. So this week for Who's a Better Friend, we're guessing each other's favorite desserts. I feel pretty good about 2 of the 3 of my answers for you.
Okay.
I feel like are probably accurate. For number 1, I put key lime pie.
You get 1 for that.
Nice. So it wasn't in the number 1 spot. Okay. Cheesecake.
That didn't make the list. And it's not because I forgot about it this time. I was torn between that and something else, and I chose something else.
Dang. Okay. So I don't feel good about my next one. I guessed. I feel like this is not right. I don't even know why I wrote this down. Like, I don't think it's anyone's favorite dessert. Tiramisu.
No.
Damn it.
That's a wild guess.
I panicked.
Okay, so you get 1 point. What mine actually were, 1 was anything banana. So this could be banana cream pie, which I had at Burns. Delicious. It could be bananas Foster, banana muffin, anything banana.
I hate banana.
I'm so sorry.
Except for an actual banana. And even those, I'm like, it's got to be the right ripeness or I'm not eating it.
Number 2 was key lime pie.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And then number 3 was anything warm with ice cream. So like a brownie and ice cream, or a cookie and like a warm
that makes sense.
Cookie and ice cream. Like BJ's has those Pazookies.
Yes.
So good. Okay.
Have you ever had the lava cake at Chili's where it has like the hard shell?
No, but I'm not a huge chocolate fan. So
I didn't think you were.
Yeah.
Because I was like, maybe something chocolate, and then like, I don't think I've ever seen Tori eat chocolate.
Yeah, I will. Like, especially like, I like some chocolate like with my vanilla, like a marble cake or something.
Right.
But
it's not like the main flavor you're looking.
I'm not going for the triple chocolate, or a chocolate chunk cookie is not good to me.
Oh my God.
The chunks are too big.
Interesting.
Now I like chocolate chip because it's smaller.
Okay, that makes sense.
Morsels.
So it's about the ratio.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, for you.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1, I have chocolate cake.
Did not make the list.
Damn. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of guessed on all of these. Number 2, cheesecake.
You get 1 point for that.
Okay. Now this was my wildest guess of all, so I'm not feeling confident about this. Cake pops?
No.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Because I knew you were bringing over something cake pop.
I totally forgot I brought that. Okay, so number 1 was cheesecake.
Okay.
Number 2, I just wrote Reese's in any form. So like chocolate peanut butter in any form.
Okay.
Reese cup, ice cream, cookie, chocolate chunk cookie. Love those.
Yeah.
Okay, so cheesecake, Reese, and number 3 is apple crumble.
Ooh, I should have had cobbler on mine too. Man, there's some hard decisions with desserts.
I know, and it's like your brain just doesn't work when you have to write down like 3 things.
Especially when we do it 2 minutes before record.
Right. Like tiramisu. What?
Yeah, what is that?
Nobody likes tiramisu.
You should have put flan. I know.
Gross.
No, tiramisu is better than flan for sure.
It is, but it's still not great.
No, it's not in anyone's top 3, I don't think. So next week for Who's the Better Friend, we're going to do favorite Gilmore Girls characters. So that'll be interesting. And it's going to be hard for me to choose.
I know who it's not.
Okay.
For myself.
Mm-hmm. I also know a couple who it's not for me as well. Okay. Well, that'll be fun.
Okay.
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 Okay, then.
All right, guys. Follow us on Instagram at Out of Touch PCast. Follow us on TikTok at Out of Touch Moments. And send us an email at outoftouchcast@gmail.com.
Boom.
Bye.